Hello, I'm Phil with Airtech Advanced Materials Group. I'm with the technical team and I'm working here with Lauren and Mark to do a resin infusion on this dinghy mould. So the mould's already been prepared with release agent, masked off the flange area, put a gel coat down and a first layer of fiberglass. Mark and Lauren are now working with Airtech 2LH temporary spray adhesive to hold the Soric cold material on the mould. After the Soric, we're going to put down another layer of fiberglass, and then we're going to do a vacuum bag. While Mark and Lauren continue to put the core material on the mould, let's talk about some of the Airtech materials, and we'll start with peel ply. A peel ply is used on the laminate to create a textured surface. Once you've cured out your laminate, remove all of the bagging if you're doing an infusion process. You then rip off the peel ply and it fractures the surface of the laminate, leaving a rough textured surface, which is a good start for the preparation for painting or secondary bonding. EconoStitch G is a polyester peel ply, so it's also compatible with phenolic resins as well as epoxies, polyesters, vinyl esters. Making good progress with layer proof reinforcement on the mould right now. Lauren's putting the first layer of fiberglass on top of the core material. Mark's using an air sweep tool from Airtech just to work the fiberglass into the corners and smooth it out over the surface of the mould. This is also EconoStitch, but a fluorescent green version. It's the same 2.6 ounce per square yard nylon fabric, but dyed fluorescent to make it even more visible on a cured laminate. If you're working with a carbon fiber laminate, plain white pinstripe peel ply can still be quite difficult to see. This is EconoLease. This is a release agent coated nylon peel ply. This is 1.8 ounces per square yard, 61 grams per square meter. Some applications, it's more difficult to remove the peel ply. A release coated peel ply is non-stick, so it makes it easier to remove it from the cured laminate. So, stick ply, N80P, self-adhesive, porous peel ply. A major labour saving where you have large areas of peel ply to apply on a vertical surface. Perforated release films are a low-cost alternative to peel ply fabrics. For applications where you don't need a textured surface on the laminate for preparation for secondary bonding or painting, then a perforated release film is a lower-cost option. Placed directly on top of a laminate so that you can use a resin flow mesh, and then after infusion and cure, the release film gives you the means of being able to remove the flow mesh more easily once it's been saturated with resin. So we have here WL3900 MP22 and WL3700 E16. These are both polyolefins. WL3700 has about 500% elongation and a maximum use temperature of approximately 250 F, about 120 degrees C. WL3900 has about 500% elongation and a maximum use temperature of about 315 F, or about 155 degrees C. We perforate our release films so that we can allow the resin to flow through the release film from the mesh, through the release film and into the laminate. We have two perforation styles of these films which have been specifically developed for the infusion application. When the tool was being prepared for the application of the gel coat, a right release tape was applied around the flange area, just where the gel coat was going to end, masking the flange area, protecting it from any excess gel coat, because this is where we are going to put the vacuum manifold. It's also where we're going to put the vacuum bag sealant tape for the back bag. So we've just replaced the right release tape with a clean piece of right release tape, which is where we're going to put the vacuum manifold. Lauren is just applying Airhold 10 CBS. This is a double-sided fabric tape on top of the right release. And this is what's going to hold our vacuum manifold in place. So by using these tapes, we're just protecting the flange area. So it means that after we've done the infusion and we remove the vacuum bag, it's going to be really easy to remove all of this and then prepare the tool again for the next infusion without having to use scrapers or solvents or having to do any repair on this area of the mold. So GreenFlow 75 is a polypropylene extruded mesh with a weight of approximately 100 grams per square meter. GreenFlow 75 is available standard width 41 inches, about 1 meter wide, also standard width available 1.5 meters. But we can slit and provide narrow widths if required. GreenFlow 75 benefits from an extruded construction, which means when cutting, you don't get small pieces falling over the surface of the laminate. So much easier to cut without creating FOD. It also benefits because of its extruded construction and diamond pattern of low resin wastage, but combined with good resin flow. So we get good resin speed through this mesh, but we get low trapped resin in the mesh at the completion of the infusion, meaning that we waste less resin on large infusions with the GreenFlow 75. KnitFlow 160 is a HDPE knitted mesh with a weight of approximately 160 grams per square meter. Standard width for KnitFlow 160 is 60 inch, 1.52 meters, but soon to be available 2 meters wide. KnitFlow 160 is more flexible and easier to drape over complicated shapes due to the knitted construction, which means that the filaments are easier to slide and deform and be able to take a more three-dimensional compound curvature. KnitFlow 160 is also the fastest mesh in the range. So we get very high resin flow speed through KnitFlow 160, which obviously means that you can infuse across greater distances without additional resin runners, means that you can reduce the amount of setup time with fewer resin runners, or it means that you can achieve faster infusions, so shorter cycle times. ComboTech is a range of laminated product from Airtech, where we can take a combination of 2 or 3 different materials and bond them together, so that you have a single product which is much easier to place over the surface of the part into the mold. This is our Flowlease product, which combines our KnitFlow 160 knitted infusion mesh with our WL3700 P16 perforated release foam. This particular roll is 60 inches wide, and you can see we've got a very good bond between the mesh and the release foam. This is the combination of our GreenFlow 75 extruded infusion mesh with the WL3700 P16 perforated release foam. Again, we see an extremely good quality bond. We don't see any blocking of the perforation holes. This is another ComboTech material where we have combined a peel ply with an infusion mesh. So here we've got the KnitFlow 160 knitted infusion mesh, which has been combined with the Econostitch G polyester peel ply with a black pinstripe. So here is a selection of the Airtech manufactured bagging foams which we could have chosen for the infusion that we were doing today. We're using IP1 KM1300, 2mm thick or 50 micron thick, because we want a soft and supple film. It's our favourite within the technical team. We prefer to work with that. It makes our life easier. It's a very secure film with great strength and great elongation. KM1300 is beautifully soft, it has good elongation, it has good strength, good ability to stretch down into sharp corners, and we have that difficult chine down the middle where we're going to need the film to get down in there to apply pressure. And if we have any bridging, KM1300 will stretch and not burst the bag. So AS1 is the sealing tape that we've selected. AS1 is applied onto the clean flange area, then we tack down the bagging film in the corners, then tack them down in the centres, then with the excess that we have left, we make these pleats with the AS1 sealing tape. AS1 is a low temp sealing tape and the most economical that we have in the range, ideally for this room temperature infusion application that we have.
Strip and measure it and say I've done a first article inspection then, can't we? Cut some bit on there.
Thank you for joining us for this JEC Composites Connect online event. Here at Airtech Advanced Materials Group, we are focused on being more than a manufacturer, but also your technical partner. We've just seen some of our new product developments to make the infusion process simpler, lower cost, faster, safer, and produce better quality parts. Please visit us online at www.airtech.com for more information and video on the Airtech product line for composites manufacturing and 3D printing. Thank you, stay safe, and we all look forward to seeing you in person sometime soon. Bye for now.